Come on in the room. Come on in the room. How y'all doing today? How y'all feeling today? All right, so this is impromptu, but I wanted to use this live to call forward white women. Okay, if you identify as a white woman, this live is for you. I want you to stick around. I want you to come in the room knowing these things, right? This is my space. I am a Black woman. This is my space. There are different identities that I'm going to make sure are seen and heard and have priority and preference in this space, particularly Black women like myself. But I want you to come into this space knowing that what I want to share with you in the dialogue and the conversation that I want to have with you is one rooted in love. Let these be the first agreements that we make. So if you're coming in live, let me know that you're here. Say hello, drop an emoji, comment below. If you're watching the replay, let me know that you're here as well and that you were a part of this discussion, because it's one that I think needs to happen. It needs to take place. My name is Latoya Dixon Smith. I am the creator of the Iconic Woman Oracle. The Iconic Woman Oracle is a 44 card deck. It comes with this beautiful carrying pouch with the first 50 orders, as well as this mystic candle from Ama Luna Botanica. Check out this company. This brand is near and dear to my heart because I know the owner, but also I appreciate the values and the integrity that goes into the way that these products are made. Alexis, shout out to you. She makes sure that she does each pour with intention, so she's not in a bad mood when she's making her candle. She's selecting the scents. Hey Alexis, she's selecting the scents based on, the properties she knows and she's aware of as a medicine woman. So just know that there is a lot of love and intention that goes into this candle. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday indeed. How are you feeling today? Who else do we have here? Just say hello. And again, this is not me calling in to bite somebody's head off. Okay. Y'all know me. Y'all know the energy that I bring. That is not my intention. I want to have a very productive and loving conversation. And one thing that I have learned is that love ain't always comfortable. Okay? Hearing the truth is not always comfortable. Telling the truth is not always comfortable. But if we are on a journey to being who we say that we are, then we need to get in the practice of telling the truth. Even in my reflection in that led me to come to the conclusion that I have to make some apologies, because I would not want to have my message be spit back at me, wagging its finger at me because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Okay? So never have your ego so big where you can't recognize when you have made a mistake and go back to apologize to somebody. I don't care how long ago it was. Once I know better, I'm going to do better. And that's just the way that I move. Once I know better, I'm going to do better. That's what this whole deck is about. This whole deck is a conversation about in which ways do I need to up level? In which ways do I need to see myself more honestly? I see myself more clearly. What questions do I need to ask myself to get to the root of why this thing is bothering me? That's what this deck is for. This is why you're witnessing a shift in the way that I am moving personally, is because I have a ritual and a practice of my standard and my values need to be so aligned with the person who I believe that I am, that I'm gonna commit to it. Whether it's a daily pull, whether it's a weekly pull, whether it's a pull when You find yourself in a situation that is just bringing up so much emotion and feeling inside of you, and you just want to know how to move through that experience. This is when you pick up this deck. I'm telling you, it's some good stuff. But I want to specifically have this conversation. And again, if you are coming in the room, let me know that you're here, so that we can have this dialogue. But I made a post earlier about a conversation I had with my cousin. And her response to me was, "Cousin, I love you, but you give white women too much grace." She said, "You give them too much grace. You give them chance after chance to do the right thing when," she's like, "For me, that would have been an automatic pop. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That's not the type of person that I am. I love to be graceful because I know I want that grace extended back to me. But when you do that and things are out of balance and you are the person in position to bring things back into balance and in order, that's when there's a problem." That post that I shared earlier was about me recognizing when someone was bringing something to me that did not belong to me and wanting me to hold their hand, even though they were the person that harmed me. They were the person that harmed me, yet you want the person you harmed to hold your hand to help you move through this experience. That is violence. There's a lot of ancestral violence that is laced in that. And this is a dynamic between me, a Black woman, and a white woman. Okay? I don't come on here to say this to be negative or puts anybody's business out there, but this has happened so long for me that if I don't get it out, it's going to turn into something that I know that I would not be proud of myself for allowing this to continue to happen. So this is why I want to call in white women in this conversation, because there are some things over the years of, growing up as a Black girl in South Carolina. There are just some experiences that come with that. Let's just keep it a buck. There are just some experiences that come with that. For the majority of my life, I have been in predominantly white spaces, whether it's in the classes that I was put in, playing soccer. Now soccer is more popular now, but it wasn't back then. I went to a predominantly white church at one point. I went to a PWI. I have always existed in spaces where I am the minority, where I, as a Black woman, there are predominantly white spaces. Hey y'all, hey Leah, hey Melissa, come on in the room. We just starting to get cooking. Majority of my life, even, when I got into my career at GE, where was I? That was kind of like the first time, even like going outside of, no worries, girl. Going outside of South Carolina, where I realized, even though, we're not in the South anymore and there are certain differences culturally, but race is still something that very much is divided too. I've always been in the other. And I know how to navigate these spaces because I've had to for survival. I've had to learn how to take people putting things on me because of the color of my skin and still push through. There's no other option. Unless I go and move to Africa, which when I went to Cape Town, South Africa, was it last year, 2 years ago, whenever that was, I just felt like I was home. My body was so at ease, y'all. When you just look around and you see nothing but Black people and it's normal, it kind of like shocks you at first, you know? We can occupy a space, we can take up space and just be exactly who we are at all times. Tell me I'm telling the truth. Y'all know, hey Sharmika, hey Ivory, hey Joe. Somatically, it is just a better situation. You can't even explain it. You can't even explain it. But when you grow up your whole life and you have to learn how to navigate these spaces and survive, not just through school, not just through college experiences in the workplace, especially in corporate, because you know, 9 times out of 10, you might be the only Black person that these people see as often as they do. Or you might be the only Black person they talk to or have access to. And it feels like you have to be representative of your race at all times in these spaces. And that is too much of a burden to carry, because guess what? I am not like every other Black person. I'm not. We all different. We got the token Black employee. We share a culture, but our interests are different. Our desires are different. The way, I don't represent the entire race. And so, and this is, how do we internalize this? This is like when your mama tells you, don't be acting crazy around them white folks. Or, you kind of button yourself up a little bit when you're around company. Okay, we internalize this as children. And if we never get to a point where we check this internalized racism, this internalized misogyny, if we never get to that point, it now actually becomes who we are. So when I go back to that story of my cousin telling me I give too many chances, I give so much grace, this is from years and years and years of silencing my own voice to make somebody else comfortable for their own ignorance. It's like you have to have, you as a Black person have to have the responsibility of recognizing some racial violence, whether it is physical or emotional. You have to recognize it, not internalize it, and then deflect it back into a way that still makes them comfortable. That's not my responsibility. I'm not taking that on. Not anymore. I'm not taking that on anymore. So this is a call, verbal. Exactly. This is why I'm calling white women, because for me, I am closer in proximity to you than I am to white men. And that is on purpose. That is on purpose. I'll be the first one to tell you my proximity to white men is very limited. It's very limited. I don't have to work with white men typically unless it is a couple session at Greenville Boudoir. That is on purpose. That is on purpose. I am distancing myself from this proximity because I know sometimes the type of violence that can come with it. I just rather not. Does that mean that all white men are bad? No. Okay. So white women, here's what I need you to do. I need you to get so cozy with yourself that you are still even able to recognize when you are doing harm. I don't care if you're married to a Black man, married to a Black woman. I don't care if you got biracial kids. I don't care if your bestie since pre-K is Black. I don't care. If you are causing harm and you are doing harm, then that's what you're doing. Your proximity to Blackness doesn't absolve you from any of that. You need to check yourselves. You need to check yourselves. You need to check yourselves. Some of you think that you are so woke and down for the cause, but you're really not. you're not if you're not practicing all these things that you say you are in your real life. If you have a black friend, if you have a black child, if you are in proximity to black people and care about the way that we experience the world. Am I making sense? Or who's still here? I need some white women. Look, I'm telling you, I'm here. I'm calling you in love. But I want it to be a conversation. I want it to be a conversation. I don't want to be preachy. I want to talk to you. But give an example for the people. Okay. Give an example of what, Ivy? Let me make sure that I'm giving them a good setup or a good prompt. Hey, Leah. Okay, Leah says, yes, and thank you for bringing attention to this. It's constant learning opportunity for us all. Okay, Leah. Leah, tell me a little bit more. This might be the first live I've seen you on, so welcome. You can introduce yourself, give me a little background. Learning opportunity. Yeah, because what good are these Instagram posts, these social media posts, these events that we host? You know, what good is any of it if we're not actually putting it into motion? That was like a day when I was talking to Ivory, matter of fact, and she said, "You're the confidence coach, Latoya. Practice some doggone confidence." That's called accountability. That is saying, look, you do this all day for other people. I need you to wake up and start practicing exactly what you preach. And to me, like that is the greatest example of love, because you're holding me to my own standard. You're not letting me be out here just like saying stuff just to say it. So in love, this is why I'm calling white women forward. You said it is. I'm at work when you're on live stream usually. So we're just getting together for the first time. Okay, perfect. Well, welcome. Performative anti-racism holds no accountability. The important work happens when we're preaching in the shadows. Hello. Okay, Leah, we need to connect. Let's continue this conversation because you speaking facts. Performative anti-racism holds no accountability. You can just be out here saying what sounds good, but when it's time to combat the racism that we're so against, in the ways that it shows up, because it's not always the N-word. It's not always that. Let's keep it a buck. It's the systemic stuff that happens in politics. It's the stuff that happens socially. It's the I'm going to make something trendy that Black women have been doing, or people of color have been doing, indigenous people. I'm gonna gentrify that, and I'm gonna sell it back to you for like 10 times the cost. Is that sort of stuff? Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about spirituality and these ways that indigenous cultures have been robbed of, demonized, and now it's trendy. Spiritual TikTok shows you every day what's trendy. That's not new stuff. That's not new stuff. It has just been now taken back from you and then sold back to you. That's racist. So again, I'm calling white women forward because when you know better, you do better. And sometimes you just don't know better until somebody tells you. So I need you to know, because again, this happens to me too. People have to tell me the truth and I have to be like, oh, you know what? I got to do better. I know better. Now I have to do better. Because if I don't do better, then I'm choosing to stay here. I'm choosing to willfully be ignorant, because looking at this thing makes me so uncomfortable. I have to be willfully ignorant in order to do that. And that's okay if that's where you want to be. Just go over there with that, okay? Because I'm not in therapy for nothing. How can white women who have Black individuals in their lives show up better when apparent, controversial trigger moments happen by people who look like them? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. First of all, shout out to water. Shout out to water. We're just going to shout out to water. How can white women who have Black individuals in their lives show up better when apparent and controversial or trigger moments happen by people who look like them? So I think, first of all, white women who have Black individuals in their lives, you have to recognize that of no fault of your own, you carry privilege. You have to recognize that you carry privilege, first and foremost. Privilege is not anything to be ashamed of. It's not anything to denounce. You just have to own it. Own your whiteness. Own your whiteness. It is a privilege. And know that your privilege puts you in a position where you can use it to help other people. It's like, I don't know, in video games when you collect like weapons, and thank you, Leah, I will. When you can collect weapons and these other sort of incentives. I don't know what they're called. I don't even know why I chose that metaphor, but whatever. And then you can pull them out and you can use them at any time that you need it to just help you get to the next level or to help you beat a level or whatever. Okay? That's what whiteness is for you. So when you're in proximity with a Black individual and something comes up that is triggering or controversial and it deals with race, that is not the time for you to cower in the corner and be like, oh shit, I can't believe that happened. That's not the time for you to do that. That is the time for you to use your privilege to speak up. Hey, that's not cool. Hey, I don't tolerate that. Hey, we don't do that over here. That is your time to speak up. That is not your time to recede into, the halls of your mind and pretend it didn't happen, because it did. Because what happens when you do that, you are now sending a very clear message to that Black individual in your life that their safety doesn't matter to you. If you are willing to let someone verbally spit out slurs or just speak negatively about Black individuals, and that's cool with you in your presence, you are not being an ally. You're not doing that. You aren't a safe space no more. You are not a safe space anymore. They do not trust you. They do not trust you. Hey, Shakita. Shakita says the book Shared Sisterhood is the perfect book for this. Okay, I might hit up the library right after this. Beth Livingston is the author. I was just a panelist on this book. Okay, girl. Let me know if you've got some videos or something on this topic. Just drop it below, because I would love to watch it and definitely check out this book. Be an ally. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Actually, no, I do know what it is. Let me sit up straight for this, because this is exactly what it is. I shared it earlier. White women have to recognize that your proximity to white men still benefits you. The patriarchy still benefits you. It still benefits you, even if you didn't ask for it, but it still benefits you. It still benefits you. Again, why? If you so down, then use your privilege for what you so down for. But if not, then you need to be honest about that too, so that people can see who you really are. We have to do it. And you do have to do it because there are folks, individuals like myself, who, the further along in my journey I go, the more I heal, the more I learn, the more I apply the things that I'm learning, my eyes are opening. And now I have to say, okay, here is what my circle needs to look like. Of people that I trust. Of people that I consider myself to be in community with. Because if they're not, then I'm cool on that. For safety reasons. Yes, I'm cool on that for safety reasons. And it's not personal to you. It's not personal to you. It's not personal to you. This is me setting a boundary for me. Stop making it about you. Stop making it about you. It's not about you. When Black people get uncomfortable around you and they decide to distance themselves from you, it is not about you as the individual. It is about what they need to do for themselves, for their own safety. So this is why we get frustrated when we, being Black women, this is why we get frustrated when we get pushed to a point where we just can no longer tolerate what we have been tolerating and have to speak our truth, and then to be told we're being angry for our facial expressions and the energy we give for it to give something that we didn't even express. That is violence. You're telling me how to respond to you hurting me. You're telling me how to respond to you hurting me. Make that make sense. The tears. And I'm supposed to console you for hurting me. It doesn't make sense. We get called hostile for standing up to disrespect. Girl, I'm gonna read all of this. Hey, Jennifer. Shakita says, absolutely. The book is phenomenal and is broken down into digging, bridging across differences, and collective action. The backstory sets the tone, but it is very real and thought-provoking. I will see if I can share the link to my panel discussion. The book was well received by a diverse audience. I love this talk for you, and whomever asks you how to best support, read this. It's on Amazon and Audible. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Cha. I love y'all. I'm speaking to white women now. I love y'all, but y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. I've not even been in the political stuff lately. I just don't have it in me. I got other stuff. I got other stuff I'm focusing on right now. And maybe this is why. Maybe this is why. So I can clearly just focus on delivering this message and not being consumed in the energy of the things, because I already know it's a mess over there too. How are you an ally and you choose not to correct the actions of someone who looks like you, but expect me to have all the answers to why Black people feel about certain things? Check people. This is what I've learned through this. If you're not going to, I got to check you. I got to check you and probably them too. That's what my cousin told me. She said, oh, cousin. She said, as soon as that lady, I'm sorry, I'm getting into the conversation that almost slipped. My cousin said that would not have flew with me. She said, somebody would have got the 1-2, the pow pow. She said, you better than me. She said, you better than me, cousin. And I'm like, I know. She's like, we both got some growing to do. I was like, I know. So this is why I said earlier, white women, if I have ever shown you how your internal biases have harmed me and done it in love and grace, you did tell me that, Ivory. Ivory was the first person to tell me that. She did. I'm gonna give you that. I got you, friend. I got you. You're welcome. You are welcome. Because, baby, not everybody is going to be as graceful and as kind and as nice as Latoya. And I'm not even going to be that way anymore because I don't have it anymore. That's done. It's done. It's out. Pearl says, I'm dealing with a situation at work. My coworker, also my friend, is white, and she has been popping off at the mouth constantly to management and front desk. I'm trying to help her out because the manager I have now doesn't care who she fires. So long story short, if it were me doing that, I would have been gone. Yet my coworker is still there. Make it make sense. You can't make it make sense. It doesn't. So don't even try to like rack your brain trying to figure out why or how. It's not going to make sense. It's never going to make racism and, what do you call it? People having more of a, what is the word? Why is the word not coming to me? I mean, it is a privilege, but it's more like a preference. That's never going to make sense. It's never going to make sense in a world where we matter. In a world where we matter, that's never going to make sense. Some people will knock the shit out of you without question. I'm telling you. I done saved y'all trips to the hospital. Broken noses. Oh my goodness. They simply call her a headache and I'm done trying to help her. Oh yeah, girl. Don't do your job and worry about what you got to do. What she gets is what she deserves. You got to let that go. I'm not saving nobody. You can't save nobody. You can't save them, sir. 'Cause you can't save me from myself. What's that song? I think it's called Save Me. You can't save him. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She got it. All right, let me get into this card pull. This is a long live. It's long for me. But I appreciate y'all being here. We're gonna have this again. I hope we have this again. And yeah, I hope we have some more. I hope we have some more ladies. Some white women in the chat to join us next time. Shout out to Leah. I'm gonna reach back out to Leah. She was the only one who thank you, Ivory. She was the only one who says something, spoke up. It's okay. This is the first of many. We're gonna do it. We might even have this conversation in person. How would y'all feel about that? Let's get into this card. I think we've gotten this card. Have we gotten this card? Yeah, clarity. I see my goals and dreams clearly. Clarity. I see my goals and dreams clearly. Let's talk about this card. I feel like we have pulled this already, but we'll talk about it again. Shout out to Tiffany Lanier, an amazing meditation and mindfulness speaker. Tiffany was at the Greenville Boudoir Healing Retreat a couple of years ago, and I had the privilege of spending time with her, sharing space with her, and just getting more of her wisdom. Okay, Yes, Alexis, this card came up for you earlier this week. I was like, I know I've seen this card this week, but I don't remember where. You shared that with me. Do another. Okay. Ivory said, nope, that's not the one. She said that's not the one. Okay. Okay, fine. We'll do another one. Ivory. Y'all gotta love Ivory. Shout out to Ivory Sanders, LMT of Focus and Relax Therapeutic Massage. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Okay. We pulled this card this week too, Beauty. But for the new cards, we've got Wholehearted and Healing. And I feel like we need to talk about these. Okay. We haven't seen these cards this week. So this first one says Wholehearted. I am embraced by boundless love. I am embraced by boundless love. Then we've got Healing. Y'all know who that is? Somebody drop a comment. Tell me who that is. Go ahead and tag this beautiful young lady. Healing. My balance, peace, and serenity are being restored. Ooh, Ivory, you was right. Ivory be knowing. Let me read that again. My balance, peace, and serenity are being restored. Hello. Yes, Key. Shout out to Key. And also shout out to Jeanette Brewster, who is the inspiration behind this card. Y'all know Jeanette? Tag Jeanette below. Bring her in the room. She gonna love this conversation too. I am embraced by boundless love, and my balance, peace, and serenity are being restored. Because when you put your whole heart into your healing, baby, you will be restored. When you put your whole heart into making sure your world is a peaceful world, sometimes you're going to have these hard and uncomfortable conversations with people. It's just going to happen. I can't walk day to day on eggshells. I just have to. I have to, in a space that is supposed to be safe for me, with people who I choose to be around, who I go to be supported by. I got to do that with my whole heart. My whole heart says, if it ain't kosher, then we got to talk about it. We got to call each other to the space in love and talk about it. If y'all don't know Jeanette Brewster, man, you just need to, especially if you are an entrepreneur in the Greenville upstate area. Jeanette has done an amazing amount of work, not only with the Village Launch Business Entrepreneur Academy, where she served as a community director there, but she is also continuing the work that she does in amplifying Black and other minority businesses. So your girl she is down. She's been an entrepreneur herself. She was my right hand when Queen Photographers was up and going. We have a shared interest in all things processes and systems. So shout out to Jeanette, and also shout out to Key. Shout out to Key, because if you can see at the bottom of the card, there is a cat there. She had a cat named Onyx, who she loved. And I remember when Onyx ran away, and it was shortly before her accident. And so this is why Key was the face of the healing card, because if y'all know Key, to know her is to love her. She is one of my makeup artists at Greenville Boudoir. Like, our clients love her and her calming energy and spirit. But she still has like so much sass and pizzazz as well. And just knowing like where she was the journey of recovering after her accident. Now she's got a beautiful family. Like I'm just so proud of my girl. Like, I love it. I love it. But I believe that Key is the perfect face of that card, because it shows you just how beautiful life can be when you choose to take care of yourself and prioritize what you truly want in life. And I love her for that. And yeah. All right, y'all. I need to go refill my water because I have flapped my jaws and said enough for one day, for one live. Ivory said she's going to DM me another question, or she's going to DM me a topic for the next time we have this conversation. Remember, tomorrow is actually, we're going to have a special guest on the live. I'm going to keep her a surprise. I'll give you one hint. She is in this deck. And let's see, what's another hint I can give? She is another creator of beautiful handmade products in the upstate area. Those are the only two clues I'm going to give you. So those of you know, probably know, but those of you don't, join me tomorrow at 12 noon for another live card pull. Thank y'all so much for being here for this conversation. And yeah, I'm going to keep having them. Hopefully we can call each other forward and have more of these discussions in love, but also with accountability as well. Like I said earlier, when you know better, you do better. And there are some things that even I'm learning right now that now that I know better, I have to have my actions support what I know and what I say and who I think I am and who I say that I am. Because I always want to make sure that I am in integrity with myself. First and foremost, that I'm cool with myself. I'm comfortable living the way that I'm living, personally and professionally, in all the ways. If I'm cool with me, and if I'm integrity with who I say that I am, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I just got to focus on what I got to do. So y'all have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow at noon.